Next on the news, it's already a key moment of the Pope Leo papacy, a single night that touched the lives of 1 million young people. A look at the Jubilee of Youth from the dozens of Diocese of Brooklyn pilgrims who experienced it firsthand, and the bishop who shepherded them along the way.
I learned an awful lot from these young people, from their energy and from their desire to grow with Jesus.
A Queens priest has expanded his flock, swearing to serve New York's bravest as their chaplain. Plus, a shout out from the Holy Father to the faithful of Long Island. A teen repped his Catholic school from thousands of miles away. I'm Katie Vasquez. Currents News starts right now. Picture this, over 1 million young people coming from all over the world, not for a concert or the Super Bowl, but to celebrate their faith with Pope Leo XIV in Rome. And right in the middle of the mix, 87 pilgrims from the Diocese of Brooklyn. Now they're back home, and they say this trip changed their life.
Diocese of Brooklyn and Queens!
Pilgrims from across the Diocese of Brooklyn spent 9 days in the Eternal City, joining together in prayer and fellowship with more than 1 million other young people.
It was very uplifting to see the praise and the worship throughout the streets of Rome, and it's my first time seeing this magnitude.
For Amy Vu, walking through the holy doors was an experience she will never forget.
It felt like spiritually nurturing, but it also sometimes I felt emotional from it.
J.P. Marasegan says his life-changing moment came before the body of Christ, when thousands upon thousands of other Jubilee pilgrims went silent.
It is a testament to everyone that says that young people aren't falling in love with Catholicism, to show them that, yes, we are.
Being so close to the first American Holy Father was a highlight for many.
It was so surreal. It was like, I couldn't believe that I was looking at the Pope.
We were like front row to see the Pope. And then we celebrated Mass with the Pope. And that was like maybe a once or twice in a lifetime opportunity.
But for Queens parishioner Felicity Morell, she was influenced by her time with Brooklyn Bishop Robert Brennan.
Knowing that he was there interacting with not only the other priests, but also all the young people, it was very comforting.
Now, these young people hope to share what they have learned with other faithful.
I think going to Mass every day and going to adoration that was led by the Pope at the vigil was amazing, and I really did feel like I did strengthen my love for the Eucharist.
One of the things that I don't want to dwindle or lose is my faith, so I want to try to really give back to the community in college and work on my faith.
As we just mentioned, Bishop Robert Brennan was side by side keeping up with the young people in Rome, and he's actually here with us now to talk all about it, along with one of the pilgrims, Victor Paredes. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Bishop, let's start with you. We covered when you joined in 2023 when you went on World Youth Day in Lisbon. How was the Jubilee of Youth in Rome different?
Well, believe it or not, it was a little bit smaller. I mean that World Youth Days are designed for very, very big crowds. They're usually state visits of the church, of the Pope to another country, and they contain things like catechetical gatherings, Stations of the Cross. Really, it was only the Saturday night encounters with the Pope, although he surprised those who went to the opening Mass. And otherwise, as groups, we were on our own, visiting the different churches, going through the holy doors. So they expected somewhere around 500,000 young people, and they had about 1 million, which just shocked everybody. But you wouldn't know it from any signs of any trouble. It was a great experience. People were just terrific.
Great. And then, Victor, what was it like participating alongside your bishop?
With Bishop, at least, I think the most memorable moment is when we walked through the holy doors with the cross, and he was carrying it. So.
Great. And then, Bishop, another young person I spoke with said that you offered comfort to the pilgrims. What did you get from spending time with these young Catholics?
I am always inspired and encouraged whenever I spend any time with any of our young Catholics. We had an impressive group of young people, 80 diocesan pilgrims plus another 20 from the Shalom community, and then we had a whole host from the Neo-Catechumenal Way. What displays of faith. I mean, it was just incredible. Again, it was a hard journey. It was a tough journey, not a moment of complaint, but really a desire to come to know Jesus better, to experience his closeness. What I get is inspiration. I learn an awful lot from these young people, from their energy and from their desire to grow with Jesus.
And you actually mentioned that there was 1 million young people at this event. What a testament to our beautiful church. Let's relive some of those moments really quick.
You also approached the sacrament of penance and received God's forgiveness.
What comes to mind when you see those images? Bishop, I'll start with you.
Great memories, great memories. You know, Victor mentioned our going through the holy doors, and that was a surprising moment for me. I didn't expect it to mean as much as it did, but to walk through, in my case, I got to carry the cross at that moment, but to walk through and to be led right down the aisle, the side aisle of St. Peter's, right to the tomb of the apostle to pray. It was very, very moving, very moving.
It's wonderful to hear. Victor, what about you?
I feel hungry. I remember that day, the food there, like obviously they have to feed 1 million people, so it's not the best food. And I'm a little bit of a picky eater, like I'd say. So all I brought that day was chips, and that's all I ate, chips and water. That's what I feel. I feel so hungry when I look at that. But also it was kind of fun because at the end it was like, I felt so grateful for everything. I took a shower and I got in my bed and I'm like, thank you. And I've never been ungrateful since.
And Victor, I know you also participated in the bishop's vocation retreat, and you actually wrote about it in the tablet back in March. Did this Jubilee help you to discern whether or not to pursue the priesthood?
Yeah, because actually I got to speak to JP, who's also applying. Just talking to someone else who's around my age. Like I've talked to a few other people who are also applying that are my age, but they're kind of far because I think everyone else is in Queens, and I'm pretty like settled in Brooklyn, like really deep in Brooklyn. So spending a week with someone who's also discerning was definitely helpful in making me more confident on like this is my path to go. So yeah.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it worked out. And Bishop, what do you hope happens now?
Well, I hope the energy continues, and I look forward to our future youth ministry gatherings, and the young people like you, Victor, who attended, are going to be a real source of inspiration and hope to another generation of young people to want to do the same thing, to come to know Jesus Christ, to follow Jesus, and to live according to his way.
How do you think Victor and other pilgrims can keep that momentum going?
Well, I think the Pope said it pretty well. He spoke about time in prayer, time in adoration. He spoke about going to Mass. He spoke about being attentive, just paying attention to even the little things that God is doing in our world and in our lives.
That sounds great. Bishop Robert Brennan and Victor Paredes, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
You can hear more about Bishop Brennan's journey with the youth of Brooklyn and Queens on his podcast. Just go to podcast.dioceseofbrooklyn.org. You can also search for Big City Catholics on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. A Diocese of Brooklyn priest was recently sworn in to a different kind of service. Father Peter Purpura, pastor of Our Lady of Hope Church in Middle Village, Queens, was recently made an FDNY chaplain. The role includes spiritual leadership and on-ground support for the city's firefighters and EMS workers. Father Purpura says being named chaplain is an honor and privilege, and he is eager to show he is the right person for the job. And finally tonight, a local Catholic teen got his own close encounter with Pope Leo recently. That's 17-year-old Harrison Voorhees you're hearing call out to the Holy Father. The rising senior at Long Island Chaminade High School is currently in Rome as a graduation gift, and while attending a general audience with the Pope, got a thumbs up for repping his school pride. The video is gaining traction online, getting more than 4,500 views on his mom's Instagram account. That is this Currents News Update. I'm Katie Vasquez. Thank you for joining us because we are putting your faith in the news. Hope to see you again next time.